In this video, I will show you how I created a painting inspired by one of the most fascinating ancient civilizations. In a time where gods and mortals shared the same stage and art became a bridge to the divine, we will uncover the stories and symbols that shaped one of history's most extraordinary cultures. And as I work on my painting, I will reveal how I brought elements of the ancient world into my own creation. From a color palette inspired by museum artifacts and ancient frescoes to realistic painting techniques, I will show you how the echoes of the ancient world influenced my creative process. Let's journey together into a time where legends were born, and art was more than creation, it was magic. There is this moment when you stand before something ancient, something that has withstood the weight of centuries, and you feel time dissolve. You realize that people thousands of years ago carved, painted, and shaped these objects, leaving behind whispers of their world. It's this feeling that inspired my painting, Aithria. The title, taken from an ancient Greek word, means something bright, clear, or shining, like the sky or ether. As I started the painting, I wanted to capture exactly this essence, the feeling of looking at something ancient. I chose to work on a smooth gesso board that I prepared myself because I can make sure that the surface will be exactly the perfect one for creating the flowing, delicate brushstrokes I envisioned. I began with acrylic paints, mixing them with a flow improver to achieve an oil-like consistency. And for the palette, I looked to the artifacts I have seen numerous times in museums. Muted golds, soft blues, and subdued reds. Tones that reminds us of the richness of the ancient world. My first strokes here were intentionally imperfect and rough, as though this painting is an artifact itself. This initial layer sets the stage for the vision of antiquity I had for this piece. And to understand this vision, we have to go back, far back, to the Mycenaean period, around 1000 BCE. The Mycenaeans were one of Greece's first great civilizations, and their influence echoes through time. They built sprawling palaces like the one at Mycenae, surrounded by walls so monumental they were said to have been constructed by cyclopes. Their art reveals a society fascinated by beauty and storytelling. Golden death masks, elaborate pottery, and treasures that spoke of a world steeped in both wealth and myth. It was during this time that the seeds of legends were planted. Stories like the Trojan War, the Iliad, and the Odyssey emerged from this period. Were these tales real? Well, it's hard to say. Archaeologists have uncovered ruins of Troy, suggesting there may have been a historical conflict. But the gods, the unyielding Achilles, and Helen's divine beauty, these are the myths that transformed history into something larger than life. And it's that transformation, the way art and stories can elevate reality into something timeless, that fascinates me as an artist. Ancient Greece is a wellspring of inspiration, not just for its myth, but for its mastery of patterns, techniques, and the interplay of beauty and meaning. When I create a painting like Aithria, I'm always thinking about the balance between technique and inspiration. How do you take a spark of an idea, a detail from an artifact, a story from a myth, and turn it into something tangible? For me, this always starts with continuous learning, refining my skills and pushing my creative boundaries. That's why I'm so excited that this video is sponsored by Skillshare, the largest online learning community for creatives like us. Skillshare offers thousands of classes taught by experienced professionals across art, design, and more. One class I've been particularly inspired by is Classic Illustration, Drawing the Acanthus. If you've ever admired the elegant, swirling motifs in Greek and Roman architecture, this class dives deep into recreating these timeless patterns. It's not just about technique. It's about understanding the principles of design that give these motifs their enduring power. The same principles have influenced everything from classical frescoes to modern art and can bring a fresh perspective to your own creations. What sets Skillshare apart is its focus on project-based learning. Every class encourages you to create something tangible, whether it's a completed painting, an intricate pattern, or a new technique you've mastered. And it's not just about working alone. Skillshare's supportive community of members allows you to share your progress, get feedback, and connect with like-minded creatives. Seeing others work and exchanging ideas can be incredibly inspiring, like having a studio full of collaborators, even when you're working from home. I also love how accessible Skillshare makes learning. Their curated learning paths guide you step by step through topics like acrylics for absolute beginners or mastering drawing techniques. Whether you have a free afternoon or just 15 minutes, you can make meaningful progress at your own pace. It's like having your own mentor, helping you grow as an artist and unlocking creative ideas you didn't even know you had. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your craft to the next level, Skillshare has something to offer. And the best part, the first 500 people to use my link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. This is your chance to explore, learn, and bring your own creative vision to life. Maybe even inspired by the art and stories of the ancient world. Why not start your journey today? The Greeks understood that myths weren't just stories. They were tools to explore humanity, connecting the tangible with the divine. Their art wasn't limited to decoration, it was a way of seeing, of explaining, and of understanding the world. And that's the essence I want to bring into my painting Aithria, where the echoes of this ancient world influence each and every one of my brushstrokes. The Mycenaean civilization thrived at a time of great change and development across the ancient world. In Egypt, for instance, the new kingdom was at its height, with pharaohs like Ramses II commissioning monumental temples. The pyramids of Giza, on the other hand, were already ancient by Mycenaean standards, and they stood as timeless symbols of an old civilization that had long shaped the region. In Mesopotamia, the Babylonian Empire was advancing urban society with its laws and mathematics. Meanwhile, in China, the Shang dynasty, the first historically recorded dynasty, was born and developed some of the earliest forms of written language. And then, around 1100 BCE, the Mycenaean civilization fell. For centuries, Greece entered what some call a dark age. But out of this darkness rose something extraordinary. The city-states, Athens, Sparta, Corinth, places that would redefine not just Greece, but the very idea of human potential. Athens gave us democracy, a revolutionary concept that still governs much of the modern world. Philosophers like Socrates and Plato began to question what it meant to live a good life, laying the foundations of Western thought. The Greek language too carried their legacy forward. Words like philosophy, the love of wisdom, and democracy, the power of the people, are rooted in this era. These were not just abstract ideas, these were tools that shaped their world and continue to shape our modern world. Greek art is a paradox, both a celebration of harmony and a testament of chaos. The Greeks believed in balance, in a cosmos governed by order, yet their world was anything but orderly. Their myth, their history, their very lives were shaped by the tension between these two forces, and their art became a stage where they could reconcile with the unpredictable moods of their gods. Harmony was their ideal. It was in their philosophy, where thinkers like Pythagoras saw the universe as a symphony of proportions, with mathematics and geometry revealing the hidden order of existence. And this pursuit of balance found its ultimate expressions in their sculptures, like the Doryphorus by Polykleitos, where every line and proportion aspired to an almost divine perfection. To create beauty was to touch the eternal, to reflect a cosmos where every part had its place. touching the eternal by creating beauty is exactly the feeling I too have when I make art, and as I worked on Aithria, I focused on embodying that ideal harmony, particularly in her face. I began painting her features with acrylics, slowly building the planes of the face layer by layer. Acrylic paint dries quickly, which allows me to refine the structures efficiently, capturing the smooth, idealist quality reminiscent of ancient Greek statues. After the initial acrylic layers, I transitioned to oils to perfect the finish. Using soft blues, light roses, and pastel yellows, I created a luminous, balanced complexion, an homage to the Greeks' pursuit of perfection and their belief in beauty as a reflection of divine order. In fact, it's worth noting that Greek statues were originally painted in vibrant colors, a detail that is often overlooked today. For me too, art is a connection to the divine and to spirituality, a way to touch something greater than myself, to seek beauty, to explore balance, and to express a connection to the eternal. Especially because chaos is never far away, modern and ancient times alike. The Greeks knew it well, in their wars, in their myths, in their gods. The Trojan War, for instance, began not with honor or reason, but with discord. Eris, the goddess of strife, offered a golden apple to the gods, setting off a chain of vanity, betrayal, and vengeance that would engulf mortals and immortals alike. Achilles, their greatest hero, was much a symbol of chaos as he was of glory, a man ruled by rage, his victories inseparable from his destruction. And this very tension I wanted to explore in my painting. The figure's serene expression and graceful posture embody harmony, the timeless ideal we spoke about from the elegance of Greek art. But the intricate details surrounding her tell a different story. The vivid, flowing red hair, the delicate butterflies in motion, and the layered patterns in the background create a sense of energy and unpredictability. These elements mirror the Greek understanding that even within beauty and order, there are undercurrents of chaos, dynamic, ever-present, and essential to the balance of life and art. And Greek art captured these contradictions with striking clarity. Take the Parthenon, for instance. From a distance, it radiates balance and order, its perfect columns and proportions embodying stability. But look closer. Why do the friezes tell such a different story? They depict the gigantomachy, a violent battle between gods and giants, where chaos threatens to unravel the cosmos, and order must be fought for, not assumed. It's a striking reminder that harmony is not the absence of chaos, but its hard-won triumph. This tension is no less vivid in their pottery, where scenes of celebration are often laced with foreboding. The François vase, for example, captures the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, a moment of supposed harmony that foreshadows chaos, because their son Achilles is destined to bring devastation in the Trojan War. And what of the Centauromachy, a joyous wedding feast, spirals into violence as centaurs and Lapiths clash, chaos erupting at the very heart of the celebration. Yet, why do these scenes still draw us in? Perhaps it's because, even in the midst of disorder, Greek artists found a way to preserve beauty, as if to say chaos and art are inseparable. Especially the gods themselves weren't immune to this duality. Zeus, the king of gods, upheld cosmic order, yet his wrathful thunderbolts unleashed destruction as much as they enforced justice. And Athena, the goddess of wisdom, symbolized strategy and balance, yet her very birth, emerging fully armed from Zeus' head, was an act of sheer chaos. Their stories reflect the profound complexity of the human condition. The search for meaning amidst uncertainty, the struggle for beauty in a world forever teetering between harmony and disorder. And as I paint, I think of this balance, the radiant clarity of light set against the shadows that give it depth. The Greeks didn't seek to escape chaos, they embraced it as a necessary counterpoint to harmony. Their art wasn't just a reflection of ideals, it was a dialogue, a reckoning with a world that was as unpredictable as it was beautiful. The ancient Greeks didn't just create art and myth. they built the very foundation of ideas and systems that still shape our modern world, from the soaring ideals of democracy to the precise mechanics of early technology. Their innovations were bold, transformative, and timeless. Take democracy, for example. In Athens, the concept of governance by the people was born, a radical idea for its time. Citizens gathered in the ecclesia, the assembly, to vote on laws and decisions, making their voices heard. Of course, it wasn't perfect. Women, slaves, and non-citizens weren't allowed. But the idea of empowering individuals to shape their society planted a seed that would grow into the political systems we know today. While democracy was uniquely refined in Greece, other cultures, such as the Phoenicians, also practiced forms of collective decision-making, and the Greeks likely drew inspiration from the vibrant exchanges within the Mediterranean. The Greeks' thirst for knowledge also led them to pioneer philosophy and science, building on ideas from Mesopotamia and Egypt. Think of Socrates, whose relentless questioning laid the groundwork for critical thinking. And Plato, his student, envisioned a world where reason and justice could guide society. As I work on my painting, I wanted to include a modern element that would echo this spirit of innovation. I decided to give her a tattoo, a subtle yet striking detail that ties her to the present while honoring the precision and elegance of classical art. Using alcohol markers, I began with fine flowing lines to create a pattern reminiscent of Baroque floral ornamentation, a nod to the intricate designs seen in historical art. The blue marker gave the design a luminous quality, which I then painted over with acrylics to create the illusion that the tattoo rests just beneath her skin. It's a modern detail, but one that connects the ancient idea of using art to enhance and transcend the human form. Science and technology flourished in ancient Greece, often in conversation with other cultures. Archimedes, a genius of mathematics and engineering, developed principles of buoyancy and levers that are still taught today. His inventions, like the Archimedean screw for irrigation, echoed the technological innovations of Mesopotamian and Egyptian water systems. The Antikythera mechanism, an intricate device used to calculate celestial events, stands as a testament to the exchange of astronomical knowledge between Greece, Babylon, and beyond. Even in their everyday lives, the Greeks wove science and technology into practical solutions. Hydraulic devices and mechanical engineering improved agriculture and architecture. Temples adorned with automata, mechanical devices that mimicked life, drew from a shared fascination with engineering seen across the ancient world. What ties all these achievements together is the Greek belief in human potential. They saw reason, creativity, and innovation as sacred pursuits, a way to elevate life beyond the ordinary. Their legacy reminds us that philosophy and science are not just disciplines. They are acts of creation, born from the same impulse that drives art and myth. And when I think about how the ancient Greeks fostered a curious mind, I'm just struck by how deeply this resonates with the creative process. Just as the Greeks used their knowledge to bring order to the chaos of the world, I strive to channel both harmony and energy into my art. The Greeks didn't draw boundaries between disciplines, they saw them as interconnected, each feeding into the other. It's a lesson I carry with me, that art, philosophy, and innovation are all ways to leave something eternal behind. As we wrap up, I hope this glimpse into ancient Greece and the creation of Aithria has inspired you as much as it inspired me. This painting is more than just a piece of art. It's a connection between history, mythology, and modern creativity. If you like to dive deeper into the full painting process, I've shared an exclusive extended version of it on my Patreon, where you can see every step and detail unfold. For those who've fallen in love with this painting, I'm thrilled to announce that a beautiful limited edition print is available in my shop. Each one is crafted with care, capturing the vibrant details and timeless essence of the original painting. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. Now let me know what inspires your creativity. Is it ancient history or is it something different? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Until next time, and stay curious. Bye bye.